So before you can twist things and make shapes, first you got to put some air in the balloon. And for most people, that's a hard thing. Blowing these things up takes quite a bit of effort, but it's just like any other muscle. If you practice, you will be able to inflate these. So for me, I could not inflate these in the beginning. I had to blow a lot of these ones. These ones are a little bigger. These ones are called the 350s because they go 3 inches in diameter. This is the one that's most commonly used in everything. This is the 260 because it goes to 2 inches in diameter. I had to inflate a lot of these before I was able to inflate these. Some people even have trouble inflating these ones or these little ones. For most people, these ones are the easiest. So start by inflating these kind of things any chance you get. Inflate the little 5-inch ones any chance you get. And of course, inflate these ones. Some people can't even inflate these ones, so start smaller. Start with these things. When you're finally strong enough to inflate these, then you're ready to put some air in the balloon and begin twisting. Now, as a lot of you know, I use a standing floor pump for most of my inflations. One, it's a whole lot easier. I find it faster, and it's also a little cleaner. I'm not putting my mouth on everything for all the little kids to chew on. So there's one option using a floor pump to put the air in. Some people use an electric pump. There's all kinds out there. In the old days, we used a lot of these little hand pumps, and a lot of people still do. I carry this one just as a spare in case my big one breaks and I don't feel like mouth inflating for a couple hours. When you get to the really small balloons, this is the 260. These little ones are called the 160 because they only go to 1 inch. When you get down to these guys, you need a special pump. It's a much smaller pump. The nozzle is a lot thinner, and it inflates them very well. Very few people on the planet can inflate these ones by mouth. I still can't, but some people can, and I've seen some people put 2 of them in their mouth at the same time and blow them up. The floor pump I use is called a spring-loaded pump because it comes back, which is so much easier. Some pumps like this, some floor pumps, you have to pull it up by hand and then push it down to put the air in. Like some of them, you start off low, you got to pull it up and then push it down to put air in, which would be very annoying. This one comes back on its own. What makes it come back is that there's a slingshot band here. It goes up through a hole in this piece here and then back down the other side. And it's held in place with these wood pegs. So you've picked the design you want to work with. You got your balloon. You have air in it. Now you have to tie it. And believe it or not, this is where a lot of people run into trouble. A lot of people cannot tie these things. There are other ways to tie it. This is the way I do it. Sometimes I use 2 fingers. Sometimes you got to tie 2 balloons together. What works best for that is 2 overhand knots. What you should do is just take a balloon, even you don't have to put air in it, and just practice tying knots in it. Just do that a bunch of times until you can tie it. Okay, and so I don't always hold my fingers in the same place when I do. If you want to get fast at twisting balloons for people, you got to get fast at tying. But even if you're making them just for fun, you got to be able to tie it, or you can't go on to the next step, which is actually twisting it.
Take one long one, stretch it out, snap it, and then do that most of the times. Then fill it up for your mouth first. See if there's any holes. there's no holes or there's are holes, just take it, hold its things, and then take it. But if your kids want to do it, if you say yes or no, if you say yes, just teach them. If you teach your kids to do this, if you have no balloons, just buy balloons. If you do have balloons, don't buy anymore. If your kids do this, it's going to get stuck on your toe.